hadn't changed either.
Wolverine. If I remember correctly, she asked me to catch a
I had to
Wolverine
work to make sure they had something to eat.
It's been a long trip. It's been a good trip. But I'm looking forward to getting home. Well, I'm gonna go check the runway. I'm sure it's rougher than calm because it was.
But you know, neither one of the girls, well, Tuck has never either. Neither one of the girls or Tuck has ever said anything to me about something that happened that maybe that we should have had more as they were growing up or something like that, you know. They said, I never missed anything, you know.
Yeah.
Never realized we were poor.
Mm-hmm.
They all but Skip, he was the one who feels like he was mistreated. And Skip always, when Skip ran around with kids from girls from high school, he always picked the kids that had money to run with, you know.
Yeah.
And that made him notice more than ever, I suppose, what we didn't have, you know,
Right.
in contrast to what they had. Chuck ran around with most of the same kids. Like Phoebe, when he went with Phoebe, her dad had been mayor, you know, and they had a big place up on the hill and high class place up there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Phoebe was nuts about him. Crazy about him.
He called her his girlfriend the first time like a month ago.
Really?
He always called her my friend Phoebe. And then he finally said my girlfriend.
She pursued him, truthfully.
Yeah.
He would be home, you know, with me and the girls, and she would call him, you know, can I come over, or will you come over? And the funny thing about was, her and Mikey both really, I mean, we didn't have much, and our house showed we didn't have much, you know. Like we had a couch, we had a chair, we never had anything fancy. And at Christmas time, you know, we'd have a little Christmas tree and stuff like that. And you know, those two girls would want to spend more time with us than they did home.
Yeah.
And I always thought that was so strange because of what they had, you know.
Right.
They never even acted like they noticed it.
It's starting to worry me a little bit.
Phoebe was nuts. I mean, Phoebe was absolutely nuts. She was silly and giggly, you know, and oh, Kathy hated her. because she liked Tuck.
Yeah.
As far as she was concerned, Tuck was her brother, and that was it. She'd say, we'd be going someplace, all of us together. We went to place a lot of times all together. And she'd say, Mom, ask Tuck if he'll stop so we can get some ice cream. And he'd say, Kathy, I don't want to stop. Well, I bet if Phoebe wanted you to, you would. And Phoebe would sit there, you know, with her head down. Phoebe was like you when she had to buy like a two-piece bathing suit or a two-piece suit. She had to buy separate. She had to buy a separate for her top, separate for her bottom, because she was bigger up top than those people, you know. But she was funny and she was nutty. She was, and she wasn't exactly pretty, but she was attractive, you know. But she wasn't the prettiest, but you never noticed it, you know. She was always neat and everything, but she was dumb. How did you spell coach? Same way you spell couch. I don't know you remember that. She couldn't spell couch, she spelled it coach. And we went, after Jimmy was born, Tuck really loved him when he was born. He was just a new baby. He says now he didn't, but he did. But then he went into the service, and so Phoebe and Kathy and Becky and I and Jimmy, Phoebe took us to see him where he was stationed, which will come in my mind right now. But she drove us down and all of us went together to see Tuck and his field. But she was crazy. And years, even after she got married and they moved to Arizona and everything, she'd call me. About once a week she'd call me. Want to know how Tuck was. And how everybody else was. And then they moved back to town here and she remarried. I think she remarried. But anyway, she was still married. But she would call me, and she always called me on my birthdays. Even up to where she died. And she'd meet Junior out at 48 out there. And she'd say, Dort, come over here and have a drink with us. And I'd say, baby, you know I don't drink. I know, but you could come over here and act like you do.
What did she die from?
Cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Her whole family. Her mother died from cancer, breast cancer. I think she had, I know she had one sister that died from breast cancer. Another sister had cancer at one time. And she had cancer of the breast. And then they thought that they had gotten all of it and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the later years, it came back on her again. And she had to go for chemo and stuff like that. And she lost all her hair, completely bald-headed. She hair. Phyllis Hot Cat come over to see her. No hair. And then, actually, I think the chemo, more than the cancer, it affected her heart. And she died from a combination of both of them. And I honestly think that the chemo killed Jim before the cancer did.
Yeah.
I think it does have an effect like that, you know. But she was nuts. Crazy about tough.